Hello skaters, this is a very sweaty Heisenberg from Rochester Royal Rollers reviewing 187 killer elbow pads and 187 killer pro knee pads for Skate Britain. If you are new to roller derby, this will be of interest. If you are new to 187 killer pro knee pads, you will probably find this useful. So starting with elbow pads, I only went with these 187 ones because I already had the knee pads, so it made sense to go with something that I liked. But elbow pads are elbow pads, it's all personal preference. I've had these since 2011, about October 2011, and they are still going strong. I've been using them and washing them, and they have no compression in the padding. It's all still nicely cushioned. There's no real damage to the elbow pads, even when we do to the recaps, even though obviously they do get the odd kind of fall on them every now and then. The one thing that I would prefer is if they had made these removable like they do with the kneecaps, but can't have everything, I suppose. The fit on them is really good. They don't move around, they don't slip, despite the fact that I've actually shrunk a little bit, because when I first got these I was about a size 14 up top, whereas now I'm about a 10. So actually with a medium there's quite a range for your sizes. There's probably a little bit of excess fabric here, but not enough to make the whole thing move about. In terms of measurements, at the moment I'm 24 centimetres around the elbow, and my rather sad looking biceps are 27 centimetres, if that helps. So that's elbows. Knee pads, I have two pairs of the 187 killer pro knee pads, and the reason for that is actually because of my own stupidity, because I thought, oh, I'll try out the Derby Pro knee pads just to see what impact it makes having the slimmer fit, and I didn't pay attention, so I just ordered more Killer Pro knee pads. However, they're nice and red and pretty, so I'm not unhappy. And actually there is no real reason for me to be changing these knee pads, my original ones, because they're still good to go. So I will show you the difference. These are my originals. Again, I've had them since 2011. They have been outdoor skating, and they've obviously had hundreds of falls. I fall over a lot. And actually, although I have heard sometimes that the recaps can get cracked and need replacing, I haven't heard that happen very often, and it certainly hasn't happened to me. So these are the same ones that I've had since day dot. What I tend to do maintenance wise, and if you are Tony Hawk you might want to cover your ears because I don't think we're meant to do this, but I will actually take the recap off and put the whole pad straight in there for 30 degrees, and then I stick them on a warm radiator, and then they dry out and they come out lovely and fresh. And it hasn't made any difference to the padding. There's no compression in the padding. These are still really good. So actually, although I have new pads, these have just gone to my husband Chris Delmeth, who's enjoying them. Now the fact that he is about 6'4" and I don't know how much he weighs, probably about 13 stone, something like that, and he can wear these comfortably. So there's quite a kind of range again of the sizes you can wear them, because I'm about a size 10 now. So when I first got them, again I was about 14, 16. These are a medium, and what I also do is I tend to wear gaskets. So these are a medium size gasket as well, and they obviously protect around your knee a little bit more. And because of the thickness of them, so if you look at the kind of profile of them, you get a little bit extra fit with them. So you might find that if you get some and they're a little bit loose, then gaskets will probably make all the difference for you. Plus I tend to wear long socks as well. Now here are the new ones. So the new ones, I personally think that they're actually a little bit deeper. It may be the fact that I've had my other ones for a while and I've washed them and perhaps they've shrunk a little bit, but you make your own mind up. I personally think they look like they have a deeper profile if you compare the two. And even I think the actual recap seems deeper, but I could be wrong. to measure up for Killer Pro knee pads, all you have to do is the same thing as with the elbows. So if I rip this off, you measure around the knee, literally around the knee, and for me at the moment it's 34 centimetres, and again, as I say, these are medium ones. Now what's really cool is with the old Killer Pros, you have to take these off and then you just put the rest of the pad in the wash or whatever you're doing with them. But what you can also do with the new ones is if you undo here, that releases the actual padding inside, so you can take the padding out and wash the superficial part of the pad so that bit gets all the sweat out and makes it a lot fresher, without you damaging the actual padding with the detergent, and of course your actual recap is nice and safe too. The traditional worry, if you are a new skater or if you're somebody who hasn't tried Killer Pro knee pads before, the traditional concern is that because of the very deep profile, it can affect your manoeuvrability, and I think actually that is true. So because I have tried other people's pads before, and they are generally, all the other brands are much slimmer than 187s, there is a definite difference. The particular kind of difference is when you're crossing over. So if you've just started roller derby and you're trying to do this with your crossovers, you'll find that you're going to just keep bashing your knees. Whereas really, because we're roller derby skaters, we're going to be down here anyway. So actually you'll probably find that having 187 killers will make you cross over quite deep anyway. So it's only a good thing. You wouldn't wear these if you're artistic skating and upright. So but that's really the only downside. But I think, to be honest, it probably makes you just skate lower anyway. So it's a good thing. I personally wouldn't change brands. I really love 187 Killer Pros. I did like the idea of the Derby Pros, which, as I said, is what I was going to go for. I think if you are bothered by the idea of the deep profile, because they are quite big, you would probably be better off going for the Derby Pro, because you'll get all that kind of, all the protection, the same technology, but in a much slimmer profile. But in terms of the protection, I think it's brilliant. I've always had really rubbish knees since playing sports as a kid, and I find that falling on them takes pretty much all the impact out, no matter how fast I'm going. And your knees, you need to look after them. So that's my opinion on these. Hopefully that was helpful to you. Thanks very much.